Hello everyone, and welcome to the session. Thank you Vaibhavi for joining. Thank you um, Samartha for joining. Thank you Unnati for joining. I'm waiting for other students. If you see your friend had not joined, you can ask your friend to join us because we are starting the session in next 2 minutes. So please kindly wait little bit, and thank you so much everyone for joining the session. It's really a pleasure to have you in the session. As you enter in the session, I request you to please enter your name in the chat box as you join us here, so that I can know that you are in the session, you are present, and that we are going to see some stories, read some interesting stories, so that I know ki you are there in the session, you are attending the session. Thank you, Samiksha, for joining. I'm so excited to have all of you. Thank you, Sai Prasad, for joining. Um, just waiting for some students so that we can start the session. We have right now 6 viewers with us. I'm so glad that um, we will start with good number of students. Thank you, Soham, for joining. Welcome, Soham, and welcome everyone. This is our first live session, so I would also like to know how are you feeling. If you could just share how are you feeling, it would be. And also, could you please also tell me, is my voice clear? Can you hear me properly? If you could just also tell me ki you can hear me properly. I may take some um, I may take some like pause. So if you see no voice, it's just I may have taken a pause. So please let me know my voice is clear, my video is also clear, and then we can start with the session. And also please let me know, it's our first live that we are doing on our YouTube channel. I'm so excited because I have done some live, but not proper live that I have done, right? So I would also like to know from you, how are you all feeling? Are you able to listen to me? Thank you, Soham. Thank you, Koyal. Thank you. I can see Soham Dadas has joined. I can see Slow Gaikod has joined. Um, um, Samiksha is saying she is feeling nice. Um, if anytime I take your name wrong, because I can see your device name, like some of you have joined from your father's, mother's, or sister's phone. If I mispronounce your name, please understand, because I can see only your surnames or whatever name is there in the on your device. We are just waiting for some student to join. I'm really excited for a lot of students that they will join, and we will have a nice storytelling first session. So please enter your names um, as you join. Who is saying no voice? Samiksha, can you please tell me, are you able to listen to me properly? And once you join the session, please give us like also, so that I know how many students are there. Samiksha, please let me know, is my voice clear for you? Because I am also not able to join from my headphone, so I'm not able to understand if am I clear or not. Good morning, Bhaiya. Samartha Vagamar is saying, good morning, Samartha. Please let me know how are you all feeling, so that we can start. We will start at 8:05. Sorry, 10:05. I'm so sorry, 10:05. In 3 to 4 minutes, we'll start. Let everyone join, so that we know ki we are having good number of students with us. So to start, right? So let me tell you that today we are going to read two interesting story. Those stories will you know will be little interesting. Some of will be inspiring, and just this is just our trial and error, right? We just want to see how many students can join the live session, and how it interesting it can be. so that we can have more and more sessions for our students, right? So that we can uh, you know we can use this live platform for our benefits. I'm just waiting for some student to join, and then we will start at in 1 minute. um, Samiksha, we are starting in just a minute. Okay. Okay. Again, everyone, welcome to our storytelling session. We can start. Please let me know in the middle of it if you cannot hear me. I will also try to see if my voice is clear for all of you. It will be just repeat voice. Just a minute. Let me check. You can hear me properly. Again, everyone, welcome to our storytelling. Okay. I think you can listen to me properly, and it's going smoother. In middle, if you have any problem, please let me know. We will start our session with the first story, that is a I have a question. First, there are two stories I have decided, so I just want to know which story. One is little funny story, and one is little serious story. So I just want to know which story do you want to um, listen first. Is it one another like funny story, or one normal story? I just if you could let me know. I'm waiting for your answer so that I can start. Right? Once you enter, please enter your name also. Let's start. I think we have a good number of viewers. Like it's a good number. Let's start with the first story, which is little funny. And I know a lot of you may have read this story, but I will say, if you have studied this story, and don't go because of you know this story, we are going to read this story again. And yes, if you have like if you know this story, don't go away because you know. Just stay with it, and we will start. Okay, Kushi is saying we will. Kushi, I think you may have read this story, but we will read it again for everyone, and to feel that story. So the story is called "It's All the Cat's Fault." It's all the cat's fault. Very funny story. Just stay with me. Like there, the story. There, as you know, there are so many reasons we give to our teacher when we don't do any homework. Um, right. Um, then now the funny story. Yes, we are listening funny story. And then this is a story of a boy. The teacher asks him why you don't do homework, and he gives very interesting reason. We will see that reason. Why have you not done your homework? The cat is blame teacher. Okay, our teacher asks, why haven't you done your homework? Um, the cat is the blame, or because of cat I have not done my homework. How? If she had not climbed the tree and gotten stuck, I would not have taken the ladder to climb it. If she would have not, you know, um, take like she would the cat stucks on the tree, and that student has to take a ladder to take the cat from the tree. If I had not taken the ladder to climb it, I would not have to repair it. If I had not had to repair it, I would not have waken up the baby. If I would not have to, um, if I have to waken up the baby, I would have not waken up the baby. Right? I think the student who are saying there is a voice problem. Please understand. There must be your network problem. So when we are doing live, your network should be very properly because I can listen to my voice properly. Someone who can listen to my voice properly, please let me know. I'll continue. If I had not waken up the baby up, my mother would not have rushed out of the kitchen. If my mother had not rushed out of the kitchen, the monkey would have not got in. Now, what happened? Because of because of that, um, um, the baby got up, and then mother has to leave the kitchen. And then what happened is, the monkey enters in the kitchen, and now let's see. Once the monkey entered in the kitchen, what happens? If the monkey would not have got in, he would have not eaten all the food. If he would not have eaten all the food, my father would have not bought rotis and chicken curry for the tea shop. And what happens is that the monkey enters in the kitchen because mother is not in the kitchen. Mother goes to see the baby, right? You see here the mother is running out of the kitchen to see the baby, and then the monkey starts eating the all food that the mother has cooked. Now, if my father had not bought rotis and chicken curry from the tea shop, the dog would not have followed him. If uh, if the if my father went, and then because of the smell of chicken, that uh, that the dog follows the father. If the dog had not followed him, he would not have eaten my homework. Now he's saying that dog comes in my home and the dog eats my homework. Okay, you see do you see a funny thing that dog comes following the chicken smell? डॉग किसके लिए आता है? चिकन का स्मेल देख के, लाइक सूंघते हुए आता है, और वो क्या खा जाता है? चिकन नहीं खाता वो उसकी बुक खा जाता है, राइट? So it's a little funny scene here. So you are saying that that dog ate your homework. Yes, teacher. It is all the cat's fault. So this is a story that talks about it's not my fault, it's the cat's fault. I have not done my homework because of the cat. Right? We will start another story in next 1 minute. So let me know, how did you find this story? Was it funny? And with that, can you also answer one question? What are the reasons do you give to your teacher when you don't do your homework? First is, how was the story, and what are the reasons um, you give when you don't do homework? So what are the reasons do you give when you um, I you can't hear me because see, for example, this session is going from another device. I can tell you that I can hear myself. I don't know, you may have network problem. uh, some student are saying your voice is not available. Can you please check your network once? Because sometimes when I'm not speaking I have taken a pause. Okay, sometimes when I'm not speaking I have taken a pause. So please make sure that um, that you have a good network. If there is a network problem, it will not uh, work properly. So I hope you all have a good network. So we will start with another story, which is the will. Uh, please check your network. Hi Prathamesh, I hope you can hear me. Um, I think I can hear myself, and I don't know if there is ego network problem. We will start with another story. Um, hope. See, for example, I will show you one small example of my network. You see, I have joined the live streaming from my mobile phone. I can tell you, I can hear my voice. See, this is the live streaming happening. I can hear myself, and I don't know if there is ego network problem. We will start with another story. Um, See, for example, I will show you one small example of my network. You see, I have joined the live streaming from my mobile phone. I can, as you can see that I just shown you example. So please check your network once. If you are doing live, if we are doing live streaming, your network must be very strong. We are starting with the another story, that is the will. Do you know what is the meaning of the will? Let's see. My nanny, like all other nannies, used to tell me very interesting stories. Many wonderful tales from India, Arabia, Iran, and Turan. Although many of her stories have escaped my memories, means I have forgot the stories that the nanny has told me. Thank you, Prathamesh, for telling me that you can hear my my voice. That means the student who are saying they have any problem, it's their network problem. Thank you. We will continue the story. Many of her stories have escaped my memories. That means I have forgot the stories that my nanny has told me. Some of them are still fresh in my mind. Some of them I still remember the stories that my nanny has told me. I still remember. Um, I am reminded of one of these beautiful stories today named. So there is one story that uh, he has written, that Nasiyat, Wasiyat ya Nasiyat, which means advice. So there is a story, the story called Advice. Let's see. Many years ago, in small town in Egypt, there lived a man named Abdullah bin Said. Abdullah worked with camels. So Abdullah is our character, and he lives in a desert area in Egypt, and he has camel. So as you know, in desert area there are so many camels that people have as their pet animals. Now, um, he worked with a camel. He had the most pedigreed camels of the finished quality with fur and white as a rabbits, and that this person called Abdullah has very camels which are very white like rabbit. They have very big furs and they are very beautiful to look. Abdullah loved his camels like they were his own children, and Abdullah was very loving, because he. Thank you Ajinkya for joining. Thank you Prathamesh for joining. Now that this Abdullah uh, for him the camel were like children. Once a year, he would sell them at the cattle fair and earn a good sum of money. And what they do, like they have the camel as a pet animal, and after some time, they sell the camel. They sell it to the cattle fair so that they can have more young cattle to take care. Then he would rear the new and then remaining camels and increase the herd. And जो उनका camel का group था, they would take more camel and they would grow more and more camel. Abdullah had a good honest wife and three sons who lived happily in his hut. And there were three sons who were very happy, one wife. They used to live in the hut with the camels. The camel in colors was right outside the hut, and जिनका जो मतलब जहाँ camel रहते हैं वो उनके घर के आगे ही था. It was a sight to see many of his handsome white camels chewing their cud under a leafy date tree in the enclosure. And there were so many. Thank you, Sudra, for joining. There were so many camels. They used to मतलब जो कैमल का उनका जो घर था, जो हट था, जो झोपड़ी थी, उसके आगे ही वो कैमल का हम कह सकते हैं कि एक उनका घर जैसा उन्होंने बनाया था. और वो कैमल पत्ते खाते थे एंड उनको देख के बहुत अच्छा लगता था बिकॉज ऑल द कैमल्स ब्यूटिफुली ईटिंग देयर लीव्स ऑफ द ट्रीज एंड देयर फूड. As time passed, Abdullah and his wife gradually grew weak and old. So Abdullah and his wife got older. They were now weaker couple. मतलब they got old. तो वो अभी old हो रहे थे. One night at dinner time, Abdullah bin said his three sons, "My boys, I'm getting old now and my body is getting weaker every day. I'm sick so often." So one day the father says to um, their children that I'm not uh, going to live so long. I feel that soon my time will come. When I'm gone, look after your mother and please do not fight amongst yourself. And then he says to the children as a father that when I pass away or when I am gone from this world, please don't fight between each other. Take care of each other. Look after your mother and take care of your mother too. Don't fight amongst yourself. I don't have much, but I have written a will which you can find in the pot in the granary. So they says कि will मतलब वसीयत. हम बोलते हैं ना वसीयत, मालकियत, प्रॉपर्टी. तो वो बोलते हैं कि मैंने मेरा वसीयतनामा, तो किसको क्या मिलेगा प्रॉपर्टी, ऐसा कुछ लिख के रखा है. और वो जो ग्रेन का स्टोरेज होता है उसमें मैंने रखा है. One morning soon after, Abdullah was found lifeless in his bed in his wife and son. Then they found one day that Abdullah has passed away. He is lifeless person now. The third day after Abdullah's death, when his family could stop crying, they thought his will. Now they thought ki our father is. Thank you Dinesh for joining. Thank you Sidra for joining. Thank you Ajinkya for joining recently. Um, now yes, property. So then then that they said ki now our father is dead, let's see what father has left for us, what father has written his wasiyatnama. On the opening the cell they found that his sons searched every pot in the granary and finally found a paper wrapped in plastic. And they found that in the that grain there is a paper which is wrapped properly and kept it properly in the grain. On opening the cell they found it was a will, but directive thoughts which Abdullah bin said had addressed them. But they found it is not property rights. ये हमारे फादर ने कुछ प्रॉपर्टी किसकी नाम करेगी वो नहीं लिखा है. फादर ने ये लिखा है कि आप कैसे रह सक रह सकते हो एक दूसरे के साथ. लेट्स सी व्हाट देयर फादर हैज रिटन. So this is the Abdullah who is writing the letter with his wife. My children, I ask that the three of you look after your mother. And he says in the first line, please look after your mother. Tell her about your decisions. And whatever decision you make as a children, please tell your mother. If you travel anywhere, inform her before leaving. And he says, if you are traveling anywhere, please inform your mother that you are going here and there. Ahmad and you are the eldest, so you will have the most responsibility. So he explains that if Ahmad and you are eldest, so you will have responsibility of home and your mother. You will have to take care of your younger brothers. And they says you as you are elder, मतलब आप घर में बड़े हो तो आपको जो छोटे भाई है आपके उनकी देखभाल करनी पड़ेगी. Muhammad and Mukabar Ahmad as the eldest, and as three were the eldest, you must be present for the wedding, death of any other events of house. And he says, as Mukambar Ahmad, you are an Muhammad Mukambar, you are eldest. and अगर घर में कुछ हो जाता है, कुछ फंक्शन होता है या कुछ दुख का प्रसंग होता है तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको यहाँ घर में रहना है, आपको सबकी देखभाल करनी है. मोहम्मद, सिंस यू आर द मिडल, यू मस्ट रिपीट योर एल्डर ब्रदर एंड इंक्लूड योर यंगर वन. एंड आपके जो बड़े भाई है उनकी आप जब मिडिल का भाई है उसको बोलते हैं कि आप अपने भाई की एडवाइस लिया करो, और जो छोटा भाई है उसके भी टेक केयर किया करो. You should also respect the love your mother, and you should love your mother, you should respect your mother. Mukambar, you are the youngest and the closest to your mother, so you must ensure that every need of your mother is fulfilled either by you or by your brother. And you have to make sure कि your mother gets what she wants, whatever her wish is. You should um, you should you should fulfill her wish. You must respect your brother because after me they will be your elders, and you should respect your brothers because they are young to you. The son read the paper from the top to bottom and looked at each other, horrified that their father had left no wasiyat for them or will. मतलब when they see कि oh my father has not written anything about कि किसको क्या मिलेगा, बट उस लेटर में सिर्फ ये लिखा है कि आप एक दूसरे के साथ कैसे रहोगे. बट देर इज़ नो वशियत, नो एडवाइस फॉर देम. देन her wife says, Abdullah's wife says, she remembered her husband had written on two sheets of paper that night, but the had read only one. And उसकी वाइफ कहती है कि मुझे पता है वो जिस दिन फादर ये लेटर लिख रहे थे मैं वहीं पे थी. एक फ़ोटो में हमने देखा कि वो दोनों लेटर लिख रहे, और वो बोलती है कि मुझे याद है कि फादर ने टू लेटर्स लिखे थे और आपने एक ही लेटर पढ़ा है, दूसरा लेटर मिसिंग है. शी टोल्ड देम टू चेक इफ़ द सेकंड पेज वाज स्टक इन द फर्स्ट वन. वो बोलते हैं कि देखो एक पेपर के नीचे दूसरा पेपर है क्या, ताकि हम देख सके कि कौन सा पेपर मिसिंग है. व्हेन अहमद रब्ड द कॉर्न of the paper, he found there really was another paper stuck in the first one. और जब उन्होंने देखा कि एक पेपर है जो एक पेपर के नीचे है, तो उन्होंने वो पेपर देखा. द सन्स फेस लाइट अप, एंड उन्होंने देखा कि यहाँ और एक पेपर है, हो सकता है इसमें कुछ लिखा हो अपने फादर ने हमारे लिए प्रॉपर्टी. The son's face light up. Ahmed, the eldest, said, "Thank God, Abba has written his will to one." And he says, "Ki I'm very fine. Um, ki that I can. There is that wasiyat that our father has left." Muhammad and Mukambar said, "Read quickly, quickly." Ahmed began to read, and then another brother says, "Please read quick, quick. I'm very excited to know uh, that what's going to happen in the wasiyat." Now, this is the three brothers who are reading the letter of their father. With Allah as my witness, I write that after my death, my house goes to my wife. And then the father has written, after my death, the house goes to a wife, that the house belongs to the wife. एंड इट इज़ अप टू हर टू कीप इट, एंड ये इसके ऊपर डिपेंड रहेगा कि उसको रखना है या सेल करना है. गिव इट टू आवर सन्स और सेल इट. द डिसीजन रिट्रीट्स विथ माई वाइफ. और ये पूरा जो अधिकार है वो मेरे वाइफ के पास, मगर उस बच्चों के मम्मी के पास रहेगा. Apart from my house, I had one another property. However, after my death, my camels will be distributed between my wife and children. Now he says there are, as you know, Muhammad has some camel, and he says after my death, the camel will be given equally. The camel will be not equally, but distributed among the wife and the children. The हेल्थीएस्ट, मतलब जो बिग और बड़ा कैमल है, जो हैंडसम कैमल है, जो सबसे हेल्दी है कैमल, विल वी गो टू माय वाइफ. और जो सबसे बड़ा कैमल है वो मेरे वाइफ को जाएगा. द रिमाइंडर द रिमेन विल बी डिवाइडेड बिटवीन माई सन्स. एंड जो बचे हुए कैमल है वो मेरे सन के बिटवीन डिवाइड किए जाएंगे. अहमद विल बी हाफ ऑफ द रिमेनिंग अहमद विल गेट हाफ ऑफ द रिमेनिंग कैमल्स आफ्टर माई वाइफ हैज़ टेकन वन. एंड दिस इज मोहम्मद को एक बार मैंने जितने भी कैमल हैं उसमें से एक मेरी वाइफ लेगी, जो भी अच्छा है, हेल्दी है, हैंडसम है. फिर रह गए वो कौन लेगा? हाफ ऑफ द, जिसके हाफ है, जैसे कि 10 कैमल है, एक वाइफ को गए, 9 रह गए, 9 के हाफ. अभी देखो 9 के हाफ कौन लेगा? 9 के हाफ अनदर ब्रदर विल टेक, वो जो है बड़ा वाला, आई थिंक, राइट. अहमद विल गेट हाफ ऑफ द रिमेनिंग कैमल्स आफ्टर माई वाइफ हैज़ टेकन वन. मोहम्मद, ओके, अहमद को हाफ मिले, मोहम्मद को विल गेट 1/3 ऑफ द कैमल्स एंड मुकम्बर विल गेट 1/9. ओके, सेइंग कि बाकी हुए आधे तो अहमद को जाएंगे, मुकम्बर को जाएंगे 1/3, एंड नहीं सॉरी, मोहम्मद को जाएंगे 1/3 एंड मुकम्बर को जाएंगे 1/9. अब्दुल्ला बिन सैद हैज़ 18 कैमल्स व्हेन ही डाइड. और उनके पास टोटल जो कैमल थे वो थे 18. The best camel would be taken by the mother, the wife. There remained a 7 bits. 17. तो जब वो गए तब उनके पास 18 कैमल थे, एक वाइफ ने लिया, 17 रह गए. अभी देखो 17 का हमें, this 17 we have to distribute between 3 brothers. Okay, and you remember the condition. What the father has said is one brother get half, one brother get 1/3, and one get 1/9. Now let's see the interesting part of the story. Ahmad demanded his half, but he could not have half of 17 camels. Now मोहम्मद को 1/3 मिलने थे, मतलब जैसे कि डोन एंड हाफ कैमल मिलना है, तो वो हाफ कैमल कहाँ से लाएंगे? अब कैमल को कट तो नहीं कर सकते, राइट? उसको हाफ कैमल देना है, but how can they give a half camel? Now let's see. Similarly, when Muhammad asked for 1/3 and Mukambar for 1/9, और क्या बोला है दोनों ब्रदर को, जैसे कि 2 half या 3 half मिलने, मतलब देयर इज अ हाफ कैमल. हाउ विल दे ब्रिंग हाफ कैमल? जैसे कि एक ब्रदर को, जैसे कि 6 कैमल है, जैसे कि मदर को गया, फिर एक तो आधा, तो मतलब 3 तो एक को गएंगे, फिर 1/2 कैसे मिलेगा? हाफ कैमल कहाँ से लाएंगे, राइट? नाउ दिस इज द इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग. ईच वेटिंग हिज एंटायर शेयर ऑफ एनिमल. एंड सब वेट कर रहे कि फादर ने हमें जो दिया है वो हमें चाहिए. नन ऑफ देम वॉज विलिंग टू टेक बैक. और कोई नहीं चाहता था कि मैं मेरा पूरा कैमल मेरे एक ब्रदर को दे दूँ. उन चाहते थे अगर मेरे कैमल पे मेरा आधा अधिकार है तो मुझे वो चाहिए ही. देयर मदर एक्सक्लेम्ड दैट देयर फादर वॉज हार्ड बर्ड एंड दे वर ऑलरेडी enmity with each other. And oh, fear, there is a quarrel that starts happening between them. Mukambar and the youngest saw their fighting had made his mother sad. And the जो बड़ा भाई था उसने देखा कि ये जो फाइटिंग चल रही है जिसकी वजह से मदर क्या हो गई है? सैड हो गई है. He thought of his father's words and his नसीहत. और उनको याद आया कि हमारे फादर कह गए कि एक दूसरे के साथ फाइट मत करो. अम्मी, you are wise. You don't you tell us to what should do, he said. और वो फिर अम्मी को, मतलब उसकी मम्मी को पूछता है कि आप बताओ हम क्या करना चाहिए. रिमेनिंग द नेस्टल, Muhammad decided to include his younger brother. Yes, Ammi, what do you suggest? And then they start talking with his their Ammi. Ahmad realized too that his father would want him to respect his mother. Wish first. Tell Asami what you wish, he asked. फिर मदर को बोलते कि we all want to advice from you. The mother thought for some time. Then she said, let me add my camel to your camels. So how many camel do we have now? मदर कहती कि मेरे पास जो कैमल है मैं आपको दे देती हूँ. टोटल कैमल हो गया अभी 18, राइट? कि मदर ने उनको दे दिया 18. Said the boys. Ami said, absolutely correct. Ahmed, you are the eldest, and according to the will, you will give half of the camel. So 18 ke half of the camel is gone to Muhammad, according to the father's ki wasiyat. Muhammad, according to will, you will get the third half camel. So you have one third. Okay, one third to mil gaya. The six and the Mukammar, according to the father will, you give 9 of the camel. 1/9 of the 18 is 2 camel. Okay. Ami said that the matter was now settled. तो अम्मी ने क्या किया, जैसे कि 10 कैमल थे, तो अम्मी ने उसको हाफ दे दिए. एक ब्रदर को बोला हाफ का, जो बड़े ब्रदर था उससे, फिर जो छोटा छोटा ब्रदर था उससे उससे जैसे कि अम्मी ने क्या किया, अम्मी का हाफ कैमल दिया एक को, और बड़े भाई से हाफ कैमल लिया. तो पूरा जो एक कैमल था वो एक को दे दिया. उन्होंने ऐसा किया. कैमल को कट बीट नहीं किया. डोंट थिंक एनीथिंग लाइक दैट. अम्मी सेड द मैटर वाज नाउ सेटल्ड. अहमद सेड यस अम्मी, I get 9. Muhammad said 6 and Mukambar said 2. 6, 9 and 2. ऐसे हो गए 18. My God, together this came to 17 camel. So you came will to stay with you. Ami smiled. He said, your father was just a honest man. This is the end of the story. Please let me know how was the story, how was the session. I'm waiting for your responses for a minute. Then we will end our session in 1 to 2 minutes. With this, we are almost ending the session of half hour. It is just half hour session. Let me know how was the session. We are ending the sessions. Ending the session um, um, in like next 5 minutes. So please let me know how was the session. Thank you, Tanishka. It was a nice session. Um, nice. Thank you, Samartha, for sharing your feedback. Do you want people to have more live session? Do you think like we can have more live session, and that we can read more stories on Sunday? I think Sunday is a time that we may not do study, but I feel we have very limited time. And I'm truly honest, I want you all to really grow your RC, because I feel that we have very less time in your hands. I want uh, but the section was little boring. Oh. uh, which section? The second story are you saying, Bosle? So honestly, I will tell you, with this session ending, please read as much as story you can. Please don't waste your time, my children, because these stories are very important. They play very important role in your life, I will say. So please, whatever time you get with yourself, with your on Sundays, please understand that your time is very important. So please use that time wisely. Read more and more stories. Today's session, so I will just take the comments, and then by reading the comments I will end. Wagmara is saying the session was nice. Thank you, Samartha. Samiksha is saying story is nice. Thank you, Samiksha. Sidra is saying very nice story. Thank you, Sidra. Samiksha is saying but some section was boring. Samiksha, this is our first session, so I will also try to make it more interesting. I'm thinking also have more quiz session, not only live session of story but quiz story. So please, um, um like please let me know, um, um please let me know that if you have any suggestion about live sessions, then we can do. I'm just pinning some of the important comments. So thank you so much, Sidra. Thank you so much, Vaibhavi, for sharing. Thank you, Tanishka. So Tanishka is saying we can have more session. Thank you, Sidra, for uh, sharing it. Now, everyone, with your permission, I would like to um, end the um, uh, suggestions. Let me know, and then we are ending the session. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining on the Sunday also.